Hello, this is Mike from the Amateur Repeater Directory. Tonight we did a major push to production, which added a lot of really cool new features and some well-placed bug fixes. But tonight we're going to just talk about one of the new features. It's called the line of sight scan. It allows you to scan all of the repeaters from your home node in I think like a 200 or 300 mile radius, and it plots the line of sight using real elevation of the terrain and lets you know which repeaters you can reach. It's a 1 to 5 star rating, and ones that you can't reach are completely left out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm on an iPad, by the way. I'm gonna hold down on my home location, which is always your red node, and I'm gonna hit scan line of sight. This is a new feature. I chose that. All the nodes in purple, it found that were not obscured by the curve of the earth. That's the first path. Now it's doing a sampling of data where they turn orange. And now we're on pass 3, and you can see the nodes as they hop. They either go back to their original color or they have a star in them, which means it passed the test. So there are 24 repeaters in play. It's counting down. Now there's 23 because it tossed one out. You can see various nodes hopping as they turn to stars. There's some clusters there. You'll see there are 2, 2, 2, those green clusters. Those are typically where 2 repeaters are on the same tower. They have the same exact lat long. So look at that. We found 22 high quality repeaters in our area. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and chart one of those. This is the big guy in my area. I like this guy. I can click chart. You can see that that's straight up. That tower is over here on this end on the right. How tall is that? It's 1,322 feet. No wonder I can hit that thing so good. Anyway, that's a fantastic repeater for me. It's 33 miles away. That is awesome. So let's do something. Let's go ahead and mark that. And I use that repeater. I'm going to click on this little dialog here. Notice it says TX on the top row. That means transmit. If I click that, I'm marking that repeater that I can transmit on it. Let me refresh the browser. Notice that all those settings stick. That's pretty cool. Let's do something else. Given that repeater that I know I can key up on, let's click on the home node. Notice it says TX is 33.44 miles. That's how far it is from my house to that repeater. It's an easy reach because that's a monster high tower. But that's not the end of my transmission ability, because you've got to remember that repeater picks up my signal and rebroadcasts it, and it's at 1,300 feet. Let's see what I can do. On this dialog over here, next to chart is range. I'm going to click range. Look at that. So that sort of purple-violet circle, whoops, I held that down too long, is the range, or the range of that repeater. And what that really represents is if I shined a laser beam 360 degrees around that repeater towards the earth, that purple circle is where the edge is before it would shine off the edge of the earth, meaning it's measuring the curve of the earth that it can see from that distance. So if you were standing on the ground with at 5 feet with your antenna, you would be able to be reachable anywhere within that range, assuming there's no terrain in between you. And from my house over here, basically in Florida, I can easily talk well beyond Mobile, Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama, and all these other places. And interestingly enough, that really represents where I have been able to reach. That's about as far as I've been able to get. But I can get further than that, and I know I can using this application. The cool thing about it is, let's put that in the middle. Now that I have this information, all these nodes with the, let's turn that off. Let's turn that range off. All these nodes with the stars on there, let's go ahead and hit export to chirp, and let's sort by stars, which is a new addition up there. Now you can see I have the star ratings from the line of sight scan in there, and now I can rate my repeaters by my real true ability to reach those repeaters and talk on them. Of course, you can filter and sort and do all kinds of crazy things, and then export that to chirp and load them directly into your radio. And of course, you can always click on one node if you want a single node, like this one didn't even make the scan, and I can chart that. You can see it's totally blocked by the curve of the earth. A lot more on that coming. Anyway, it's a pretty cool feature, and it really maps to reality based on my transmission and practice in ham radio. Hope you guys got a lot out of that. More to come. Thank you.